Hello friends, welcome to yet another session on essay perspectives. The topic for today is cinema is not a slice of life but a piece of cake. As always, I have a personal request friends. Third edition of my book Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude has unfortunately been pirated. I urge all of you to buy original. Original copies can be bought from the seller Arvind India on Flipkart and from the seller Affordable on Amazon. Thank you. Every essay has to be first conceptualized as being made of various components and subcomponents. So this essay we would first introduce the topic. Then we would delve deep into the essence of the topic. Then we would talk about pros and cons of slice of life cinema. Then pros and cons of piece of cake cinema. Then what are the traits of ideal cinema, and then we would conclude. Friends, as soon as I saw this topic, I was reminded of two movies. One is KGF and the other one is Pater Panchali. Friends, actually, what defines the movie KGF? It is larger than life. It is something which is beyond our imagination, which is something which we cannot relate to in any of our life. I mean, in any of our life encounters. Correct. So there is a hero. He can overpower a big army. He can take control of a big empire, if I may say so. Correct. It is larger than life. It is too imaginative, too creative. But none of us can relate ourselves to the famous Rocky Bhai. Correct. We would just look up to him. We get excited, but we cannot relate to him. Correct. But the movie was a super hit. All of us got excited. All of us wanted to watch that movie, though we could not relate to that movie. Correct. So that's KGF. Then, as the diametrically opposite to KGF stands the famous movie of Satyajit Ray, Pater Panchali, which was about a poor family, the struggles that they undergo. The poor family had to, the poverty-ridden family had to undergo a lot of travails. So finally, leading to the death of two members in the family. Finally, the family had to leave the village and then they go to the city in search of better livelihood opportunities. Finally, the house that stands as a symbol for their life or whatever would at the end remain dilapidated, barren and forsaken. Correct. So here it is not larger than life. Anybody can easily relate to it. It is more than it is actually mirroring the reality which we encounter in and around us. So these are the movies. You can juxtapose these movies next to each other. Correct. Both the movies are cult classics. There is no doubt. So here basically I would say while KGF is a piece of cake, Pater Panchali is a slice of life. Both are movies. Correct. So having introduced the topic like this, now let us jump to exploring the essence of the topic itself. After introducing the topic, it is time for us to explore the essence of the topic in detail. So there are three key terms. One is cinema, second one is slice of life, third one is piece of cake. So what is cinema? Cinema is storytelling or narration of a story through motion picture. Correct. That is what cinema. If a painting, on the other hand, is storytelling through a still picture, whereas cinema is storytelling through motion picture. So the ingredients of music, story, action, performance, acting, background music, etc. Make cinema more appealing to anybody. So anybody who watches cinema is more likely to get captivated by it. Correct. So the impact of cinema on the viewer is very, very, very profound because it tries to engage every sense of human being. Correct. So it has the power to take a viewer to an altogether different world. Whatever an individual cannot experience in the real world would start psychologically experiencing while watching a movie. Correct. So that is the power of cinema. Then what is this slice of life? Slice of life implies life realities. Simple. Correct. So whether the whatever a person experiences in his real life represents a slice of life. Then piece of cake represents celebration. Correct? See, in English parlance, in English society, every day people eat bread. Only during celebrations people eat cake. Correct? So similarly, even for us, we do not, cake represents an occasion, birthday, wedding anniversary. So basically it represents an celebration. Correct? So celebratory mood. So here the statement, which the essay statement essentially means, cinema should not foretell, or cinema should not narrate the stories that represents real life mundane experiences, or cinema should not mirror the real life realities. On the other hand, cinema should be a celebration. Cinema should go beyond the real life and should engage the audience in celebration. Correct? It should be extravagant. It should be flamboyant, if I may say so. So thus, rather than restricting himself or herself to just representing the real life incidents in the movie, a filmmaker should become more imaginative and should try to narrate the stories in such celebratory mode that the viewers, the audience, are taken to altogether different world and they start enjoying the life. They start getting excited by what they see. Correct? So while slice of life represents realities, piece of cake represents celebration. That means something beyond the reality. So some extraordinary things. So slice of life represents ordinary life, piece of cake represents extraordinary life. Correct? So whether cinema should mirror the existing realities or should seek to bring out extraordinary imagination onto the screen is what we need to explore in this essay statement. So thus, by setting the context, by setting the stage for this essay topic, we are now clear that there are two things. One is slice of life and one is a piece of cake. So first we should understand what are the advantages or pros of cinemas that just mirror the realities. Okay, so the first thing is relatable. Whenever a cinema depicts the realities around us, we all of us tend to relate much. The whole objective of any art, more so cinema, is to awaken certain emotions in the target audience. Correct? So you're watching a horror movie. I'm just giving an example. If you start feeling that fear in you, then the cinema has met its objective of evoking the emotion of fear in you. If a cinema, let us say comedy cinema, has made you laugh, then it has evoked the emotion of laughter. Laughter is also an emotion, if I may say so, because in those 9 rasas which are explained in our literature, hasya is one of the 9 rasas. Okay, that aside, so thus the objective of cinema is better met when a person can relate to it. The best example is the movie 12th Fail. See, at least when I watched that entire movie, I could go back to my own aspirant days. I could think how we were waiting for results, how hard we were. When results did not go that way, what used to happen. I could totally relate each and every scene of that movie 12th Fail. So thus, when the movie mirrors the reality, it is more relatable to the audience. So movie has to be slice of life. Second one is inexpensive. Friends, movie is not just a form of art. It is an industry. It's a business enterprise. So the lives of so many people are tied to movies. So if the movie made, if the expenditure towards making a movie is less, then the producer stands to benefit. When the producer stands to benefit, he would be able to produce more movies, creating more jobs in the movies. Correct? So it is very easy, it is very inexpensive to make slice of life cinemas. So that's very important. For a cinema industry to progress, the producers have to make money at the end of the day. Correct? So thus it is the another advantage of slice of life cinema is it's inexpensive. Then values. See, basically this every slice of life cinema seeks to inculcate certain important values in the individuals. At least some values like simplicity, respect to elders. At least in Indian context, the importance of living together, the value of the joint family, etc., are being inculcated very well in movies. Correct? So in every movie that you take, the movie expects every family to stay united. So correct. So such values are inculcated only in slice of life cinemas. So when you see the movie Ramayana for that matter, so the respect which Lakshman gives to Rama makes anybody to start respecting their elder brothers also in real life. Correct? So thus inculcating values, the role is being essentially powerfully performed by slice of life cinemas. Then easy to adapt. See, that means whatever you see in the slice of life cinema, you can easily adapt in your real life. So let us say in one slice of life cinema, you see that there is a small altercation. In that altercation, there is because of that altercation, and there is actually misunderstanding, and there is a small cold war between two brothers, two sisters, or whatever. So, or two friends for that matter. Then finally in that movie would only say that you have to, at least one person has to compromise and go and seek apologies. Correct? So some person would go seek apologies and finally that relationship patches up. Correct? So that one small incident might make you realize that, oh, okay, whatever mistake that you would have had done in the past, so you would try to say, "Arey yaar, what is wrong? I can go, I can compromise, I can seek apology, and then I can patch up the relationship." So such thoughts normally come to us. Correct? So thus it is slice of life cinemas are easy to adapt. Correct? Next, what are the cons of or demerits of slice of life cinema? Nothing new. Finally, whatever you experience in the real life, same thing gets projected in the movie. There is nothing new. The movie expects the what do you expect in a movie? You want to see something which you don't see in your surroundings. Correct? So thus that is the first disadvantage of such cinemas. Then non-inspirational. See, these cinemas directly or indirectly would make a person accept the reality, would make a person to be content within his means. It would not prod or motivate a person to get himself unshackled from these realities and go and do something great. Correct? So see, you see many old time movies where mostly the within the constraints of poverty, the family members share deep love, deep bond, and they are happy. So thus living happily even in poverty is projected to be one of the virtues. Correct? Seeing that movies, you would say, even if we are poor, we are happy, we share a deep bond, etc., etc. So you feel contented, but it does not motivate you to do something great. correct, because it doesn't motivate you to do something to get unshackled from this poverty and attain richness or whatever. Then non-commercial. See, I told you, while this movie is inexpensive to make, but at the same time it is very difficult to have box office collections for slice of life movies, because it is not nothing new. So many people may not be interested to turn up for this movie. So that would actually lead to slow kill. The producers would often end up making less profits, so demotivating from making further movies. Correct. Then complacency. That's what this is again related to non-inspirational. Finally, it makes a person feel content. You feel complacent. You feel happy with whatever you are. So thus, when you feel complacent, when you feel happy with whatever you are, then you don't try to do something great. Then non-guiding. See, cinema should set a trend. Cinema should not set, should not just reflect the reality, but it should set a trend for society to follow. It should encourage the people to become entrepreneurs. It should encourage people to become highly educated, to become scientists, etc., etc. That is the whole objective. If the cinema does not set the trend, it is non-guiding, then what is the whole point? It is just a family drama. It is just some love relationship. No, this is not the way. Then non-imaginative. Cinema is a canvas. It's a celluloid in which there is no limit on the creative freedom. But here, see friends, take the example of robots. What is the precursor to robots? It is the novels used to be written by Isaac Asimov, correct? Isaac Asimov conceptualized robots. Though it was not a movie, at least he conceptualized in his novels. But finally robots are reality today, correct? So thus, you in art form, there is no boundary. You can imagine anything, you can create anything, you can do anything. But this slice of life movies, clip your wings and don't let your imagination and creativity fly high. Now, after dealing in detail about the pros and cons of slice of life cinema, now it is time for dealing with the pros and cons of piece of cake cinema. First advantages, it is full-time entertainment. The whole objective of any art is to give you entertainment, and this piece of cake cinemas would give you entertainment fully. Take any cinema for that matter, be it KGF, be it Bahubali, be it Pushpa. So it is full of entertainment. You will enjoy the movie from the first frame till the last frame. There would not be any amount of any iota of boredom. So the purpose of that art. So anybody who goes to a cinema hall or who spares his time to watch a cinema would do it in return for something called entertainment, which is totally met by this piece of cake cinema, because it is celebration. It's like that. Would you not enjoy a birthday party? Would you not enjoy your wedding anniversary or some other party? You would definitely enjoy. You would be dressed well. You would go with the celebratory mode. You would dance. You would do. There would be music, etc., etc. Correct? Then imaginative. As I already told you, piece of cake cinemas are imaginative. Take the movie Transformers. Correct? So of course you don't see that movie in the real life, but the moment you see the Transformers, you would be like, hats off to the creator. Same with Harry Potter movies. So the moment you see the Harry Potter, it is so imaginative. Flying car. In the second part of the movie, Harry Potter series, don't you get excited? So the sorcery, the magic, etc. So it is so imaginative. Correct? Third, values, risk-taking and adventurous. See, while slice of life movies inculcate the values of simplicity, the piece of cake movies inculcate the values of adventure, risk-taking. You have to do something big. See, Rocky Bhai in the KGF movie, who was who was an ordinary boy, who was no one basically. He had no godfather, no person. I mean, he had no godfather, and his mother also had passed away. He was almost an orphan. Then, but everybody, when everyone asks him what does he want, he says dunya. Correct. So that means anybody can dream of anything, anybody can achieve anything. That adventurous spirit is something which you see only in the piece of cake cinemas. Correct. That adventure is essential. Yeah. Then psychic tickling. That's what I said. The whole objective of movie is to evoke emotions. Such emotions are evoked in full force by this piece of cake cinemas. Action sequences, you get excited. Songs are so richly shot that you get carried away by the songs. The music would be so good, you keep humming the music. Correct. So thus, that psychic tickling, which is the bedrock for any movie, is met. While so, then what are the cons of this piece of cake cinema? First one, it is expensive. It is not easy to make piece of cake cinemas. You had to commit huge funds. So once you commit huge funds, if the movie doesn't perform well, it would throw the production house into disarray. For example, the movie Adipurush, which had spent about 500 crores, didn't do well at the box office. So it was very expensive to make such a movie. Finally, the producer was in deep losses. So that would be very, very problematic for that would discourage people to commit more money into movie making in future. Next, otherworldliness. See, this piece of cake cinemas always talk about other world. That means it never mirrors your reality. See, the problem is, you watch the movie Rocky Bhai and come out, you get excited, wow. It creates wow factor. But you can never relate to Rocky Bhai. So then when you can never relate to Rocky Bhai, the movie would remain just as an entertainment. You would not even venture to do what Rocky Bhai does in that movie. Correct? So because you just dismiss, this is not my world, this is some other world. You just get excited, had your piece of entertainment, and then you just walk out. Then that's what it is exact. And another cons of piece of cake cinema is they're exciting but not everlasting. See, what do I mean by everlasting? By everlasting, I mean you should remember that movie often. For even after 10 years, you should be able to recollect that movie and feel so nice about that movie. But this is something which is missing in piece of cake cinemas, which happens only in slice of life cinemas. All of us would agree with this. So some old movies we often recollect and we feel good about it. Feel good movies. You just try you just try all those movies are only slice of life cinemas, not piece of cake cinemas. Piece of cake cinemas are ephemeral, temporary. They excite you only when you watch you feel nice about them. Their hangama they're just like fad. They're very short lived. They come, they excite you, and they just go away. It is only the slice of life cinemas that would remain with you forever. Thus, the objectives of any movie is better met by slice of life cinemas, not piece of cake cinemas. Then lastly, this piece of cake cinemas is all about grandeur, extravaganza, right? So at times, or most of the times, if I may say so, they inculcate inappropriate values like violence, masculinity, chauvinism, etc. We are seeing from so many movies, including the KGF, Animal, etc. Thus, this piece of cake cinemas in the need to make cinema a big celebration, grandeur, they promote violence, they promote masculinity, at times they promote cheating, they promote robbery, etc. So thus many inappropriate values also get inculcated. From the above discussion, we have realized that there are pros and cons for both the slice of life and piece of cake cinemas. Correct. So then after realizing that there are pros and cons for both the sides, then we should come up with a checklist traits of an ideal cinema. So whether a cinema is a piece of cake cinema or a slice of life cinema, it should ideally have some traits. Correct. So those traits are, first, it should be more relatable. As far as possible, the movie should be relatable. Unless an audience relates himself to the movie, then the whole purpose of the movie gets defeated and there is no takeaway from that movie. Only when a person relates himself to the characters in the movie, then only he will walk out of the movie theaters with some learning, some takeaway, some motivation, etc. etc. Second, engaging. See, this is extremely important. If you don't engage somebody, the mind gets switched off and the people doze off, or they change the channel, they don't even complete watching the movie. So thus, it is important that the movie should be engaging, whether it is slice of life or piece of cake. Correct? A person should stay awake and should engage himself with the narration. Next, inspirational. A movie should not make a person complacent. It should inspire a person to be a better version of himself. Then self-introspection. A movie should alert a person to think, to introspect about himself, to think whether any of his traits are wrong, misplaced, etc. And then he or she should be able to correct himself. So movie should open up that self-introspection thought in every individual. Then imaginative. Movie has to be imaginative. No creative freedom should be clipped. So the simple ideal should be told, narrated in a very imaginative way. Then last, they should promote the right values. Correct? So thus, from the above discussion, we can safely conclude that a movie is a movie. A cinema is a cinema. Whether it is a piece of cake cinema or slice of life cinema, the category of the cinema or the nature of the cinema is not material, it is immaterial. Only thing is that whether it is cinema, whether it is slice of life or piece of cake cinema, should be relatable, engaging, inspirational, opens up scope for self-introspection, imaginative, one should promote the right values. Okay friends, hope I have made myself clear. So let us, and friends, before I end, I really have not given a lot of examples because I must admit that I mean my exposure to the regional cinemas are more than my exposure to Bollywood or Hollywood cinemas. So thus most of the examples that I could think of are from these regional cinemas. So thus I felt that most of you would not be able to relate. Hence I have restricted my examples, illustrations in this movie. And if I really had to think of some example and artificially put here, then it would look very unnatural, which I didn't want to do. So hence you think, and you can think of a lot of illustrations. Okay, thank you. Let's meet next week with another essay.